All right, everybody. Welcome back to Mojo-Synthesis. I'm Tony.
I'm Dwayne. Actually, the big reveal. He's Dwayne, I'm Tony. All right. So, what are we doing today? Oh, wait, it's my turn. Oh, yeah, I got something for you today.
What you got for us today, my brother?
All right, we're going a little bit more into hard rock mode in this one, but it's metal none the least. And today, we're hitting up some Motley Crue.
All right. So I heard of MOTLEY CRUE, obviously, the old school group. We'll be bringing from them.
Oh, it's a song called Live Wire. All right, Live Wire, Motley Crue. We'll talk about Crue after the song. Everyone's heard of Motley Crue. Many of you have heard this song. Have you ever heard this song?
I don't think I heard this song, my brother.
All right, if he has, no one's going to ever see this. And if you're seeing it, it means you never heard it, okay? All right, let's go.
Let's go.
No? All right. Reaction time. Sunset Strip. Big start of all that stuff. Yeah, I mean this one comes right out of the gate, and it never stops. You got one little interlude part, which we're not to yet, but yeah, and I mean we'll get into Crue, don't worry, but the one thing that I don't know if you picked up on it yet or not. Now you're going to listen for it. But the Tommy Lee, say what you want about Tommy Lee. The dude is a great drummer. And just the way he plays. And I think when they recorded this, I think he was 17 years old and still in high school.
That's great.
So a very honest, raw way of playing. Not so trained and experienced where, well, you know, this and that. And it was just straightforward, just balls to the wall and go. You know what I mean? So, anyway.
That's great.
Tommy Lee? Yeah. That's him.
That's crazy.
Going up the horns.
You better set me free, 'cause I'm a heart of me young, run free, a little bit better than it used to be. 'Cause I'm alive. Live wire. 'Cause I'm alive. I'm alive wire.
Yes! I'm not Vince Neil, but I still like to sing.
'Cause I'm alive. I'm alive wire.
And right here is where the interlude's going to change a little bit. Sorry, I robbed them of the transition. I suck. Oh. The bass in the background there.
Come on, baby, gotta play with me. Well, I'm your love wire.
The cowbell for you.
I'm on a prowl tonight. Well, be mine tonight.
I can't hit that note, so I won't try. 'Cause I'm alive. Ooh.
All right. That transition sounds like a ill 90s breakbeat. That's crazy.
Hell yeah! I mean, I absolutely love that song.
Like, I'm more like intrigued about Tommy Lee and his age in the group. We got to talk about that.
All right, well, hey, let's go back to kind of the beginning here, right? Crue, Sunset Strip, L.A. Many of you out there who are watching this, if you're Crue fans, you probably read The Dirt or you saw the movie. Nikki Sixx came up. He had the foundation for it, wanted to recruit members, brings on Tommy Lee. They audition guitar players. They eventually find Mick Mars, who was actually like 5 years older than everybody. And then they bring on Vince Neil, who was a high school friend of Tommy Lee. I think he was a year or so older than him. So and Nikki Sixx is somewhere in the middle there. So you got these guys all from different backgrounds, all different age groups, which is really not the norm for a lot of bands, for the guys to be a wide range of ages. Usually it's all around the same. They all usually came up very similar, and thus put that together. But these guys came up very differently, and yeah, they wanted to do something very different, and with the makeup and the clothes and just the stage, Nikki Sixx used to put gasoline on his boots and his legs and then light them on fire on stage. And they were just young. They kids. They didn't know. They just tried a bunch of stuff to be different, and the people on the Sunset Strip ate it up.
Are they from Cali?
Yeah, they're LA. They're LA. They were at the forefront of that whole LA glam hair metal scene. But in the early days, they were much more closer to metal than they were the hair metal. Their first album, Too Fast for Love, had a lot of really good heavy songs on it. Heavy hard rock songs. Then Shout at the Devil came out, and that's when they got the music got heavier. Then as the 80s went on, it scaled back a bit. The songwriting stayed real good. Obviously, then you get Theater of Pain, which even that band says that they don't. Vince Neil says he couldn't even name a song off that album anymore. Then you get Girls, Girls, Girls. You got Dr. Feelgood, and I mean that was pretty much it. But yeah.
So Motley Crue, the name means what's the?
So the name, it's an interesting thing for the name. So they want Nikki Sixx at one point wanted to name the band Christmas or Xmas. The name The Foreskins had come up. and in the movie, at least, I didn't read the book, shame on me, but in the movie, they give lines to Mick Mars, who's the older guy in the band, who would always say, if it's a shitty name, it's a shitty band, right? And he had said that he'd had this name for years and was waiting for the right band to give it to, and that was Motley Crue. Nikki Sixx changed up the way it was written a little bit, but a Motley Crue is just that. It's a Motley Crue. It's an interesting group of people, and I say interesting like that, and they go from there. So yeah, so that was the genesis of that name. I mean, brilliant name.
Yes,
I mean, all these things matter. You can't have a shitty name and be a great band, at least in a popular sense. You could be a great band, but if your name is shitty, it's like,
gotta make sense.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So
I think that name tie in to how they look, their image.
Oh, well, absolutely. And they were some of the first ones to be big into the whole tattoo scene. Like you'll see a lot of the bands that I played you already, the thrash guys. A lot of them are all tatted up now. Throughout the 80s and early 90s, no. Crue was, they lived the lifestyle. They were who every other rock band wanted to be. Like, those guys are driving in fast cars. Those guys got the big houses. Those guys got all the women. I want to be them. And incidentally, once Crue hit it, all the record companies started going after the Poison, Warrant, all these other bands from the Sunset Strip that followed Crue up. because just like you and I were having that conversation before about cracking the code in the early 80s, that was the code for the music, for the record companies, was that type of style of music. And then MTV, and you can't deny the impact that MTV had on Motley Crue and their success and their blowing up, if you will. I believe Home Sweet Home, another song from them, like all you people out there didn't know that already, but it was #1 on the MTV Friday Night Video Fights, I think, for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I think it was 14 weeks, and then they had to eventually, they just retired it because no one could beat them. It was crazy. So yeah, that was cool. And yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy and everything else with Crue, but obviously the forefront of a movement back in the early 80s. And it's funny because the whole thrash scene was kind of the answer to Motley Crue. And they go, here come the pretty boys with the teased up hair and the tight clothes and, the makeup. And then here come the guy, that was LA. And in San Francisco, you had, here comes Metallica, here comes Megadeth, here came Exodus, even though Megadeth came out of Metallica with Dave Mustaine. You guys all know what I'm talking about. Testament, that was the answer to LA. Like, guys are posers. That was the big word, poser. Wow. These guys from LA are all posers. Watch what we're going to do. We're just going to go up in our street clothes because that's what feels good. And we're going to play some fast, crazy metal. But we're not talking about thrash today. We're talking about Crue. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm going to save some more stories for later when we get more into Crue as we explore their catalog more. And that being said, next up, we're going to have a lyrical breakdown.
Bars. All right, let's get back into the lyrical breakdown, the bars.
All right. So, again, we're coming back into a time when the early 80s, you're just coming out of the dark, gloomy 70s, one could argue. And music was getting a little flat. You had changes in political leadership. Things were weird in the country. And out of all those things, a lot of times comes a lot of cultural shifts. Wouldn't you agree?
Word.
And this is one of them. So again, just like another video we did about a month ago, these lyrics are very reminiscent of that one, although this one came first. But so let's hit it up. Live wires. Plug me in. I'm alive tonight. Out in the streets again. Turn me on. I'm too hot to stop. Something you'll never forget. Take my fist. Break down walls. I'm on top tonight. No. So it's almost like getting ready to go out. I'm ready. We're going to go, very similar to the Hit the Lights Metallica one we did, although that was about playing on stage. But this is very close to that as well, right? So we'll just keep going on. Better turn me loose, better set me free, because I'm hot, I'm young, running free, a little bit better than I used to be. I mean,
that's hard.
Yeah, right? I mean, that one is, that's one of my favorite lyrics from Motley Crue, period. And from a lot of songs, period. And then, so better turn me loose, better set me free, because I'm hot, young, running free, a little bit better than I used to be, because I'm alive. Live wire. And repeat that. All right, we're going to the next one here. I'll either break her face or take down her legs. Get my ways at will. Go for the throat. Never let loose. Going in for the kill. Take my fist. Break down walls. I'm on top tonight. No. Well, if you know Crue, that's a little but I won't go too in depth on that. But hey, that was the time, and that's what it was. So right back into the chorus again, or pre-chorus. Turn me loose, better set me free, because I'm hot, young, running free, a little bit better than I used to be. I'm alive, live wire. Okay, come on, baby, gonna play with me. Well, I'm your live wire. Better lock your doors. I'm on the prowl tonight. Well, be mine tonight. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Hey, they like their women. And then it ends, and this the final lyrics is "Come on, be my baby. Come on tonight. Come on and love me, baby. Want to be with you tonight." So, essentially, what you gather from this song is they're going out and they want some. And hey,
It's a hardcore love song.
yeah, that's what the crew did. That's what hey man. Hey, everyone knows the stories.
Especially like the way they look in the video. Like you can see they dressed to the T.
Oh yeah.
Especially for that era. But they had the hair. Like when you and it's crazy. Currently, I see a lot of people from like the 80s and the 90s era still with the hair. Like I can still see the 50s and the 60s still with the big hair here in Jersey.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time. I cut all mine off. All right, I'm gonna save any of the commentary I have for Crew for a different song another time. Any questions or anything else
How many
you want to
members?
say?
How many members are there?
4 members in Crew. You got Mick Mars on guitar, Nikki Sixx on bass, Vince Neil vocals, and Tommy Lee drums. They've had some lineup changes over the years, but no, I mean, look, with a lot of the rock bands, a lot of the metal bands, a member changes, it changes the sound, and we've discussed this on this show. It's never the same. There was a reason why the band hit. You know, these things are 1 in a million, and it's got to be right. And if it's right, it's right, and it goes interstellar. One thing swaps out, especially a vocalist. Only really 2 bands have pulled that off that I could really say. Call them out in the comments. But you know, the Crew. Vince Neil did leave Crew in '91 after their biggest album ever. Although there's some contention about that. One will say he was fired, the other one will say he quit. But after that, they put out an album which actually musically got pretty good critical acclaim, but nobody cared. You go to see Motley Crue, it doesn't sound like Motley Crue anymore, and you know, I hate to say it, as a bass player, I like to think that my contributions and anything that I've written, could stand the test of any member of a band. But if a song hits and it hits with a specific singer, it's not going to sound the same or feel the same with a different singer. It's just reality. So, you know.
That's flat.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So
how many albums did this group?
Well, I want to say there's at least 8 or 9 studio albums, and there's a lot of live stuff. Lots and lots of live stuff. They are actually going on tour this summer. It's a tour that's been postponed like 2 years because of COVID. They're actually going on tour with Def Leppard and Poison. And I believe Joan Jett is opening for the show. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Hopefully, I know Def Leppard is in shape to play. I know Poison's in shape to play. And I know at least half of Motley Crue is in shape to play. The guitar player, Mick Mars, he's got a spinal condition that he's been dealing with pretty much his whole life, which makes him hunch over, and he's had plenty of surgeries and stuff. It's amazing that he can still go on the road and play, but he can, and and that dude's actually also putting out his first guitar solo record, which I'm actually really, really, really excited to hear. And I don't have any other information on when that's coming out. That's also been postponed a couple times, but I really, really look forward to that. Because he's a great guitar player, and I look forward to see what he will do, not bound by the sounds of Motley Crue. But that's me.
That should be ill. Yeah,
it should be really cool. So anyway, I got nothing else for Crew today. You got anything else for Crew today?
Nothing else for Crew.
All right. We'll see you next time on Mojo-Synthesis. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you have a song or artist that you want Mojo-Synthesis to review or react to, hit us up at mojosynthesis@gmail.com.